Good afternoon. President Lee, honoured guests and my fellow members. My name is Jacinda Ashley-Jones and I am a new member of the Rotary Club of Wellington, primarily Collective Impact. I became affiliated with the club through my work on the Centennial Project as part of the Victoria University Summer Scholarship Program. It was hard to think of what to say about myself as part of my 5-minute talk. I am only 23 and have spent the majority of my life in the education system. I thought I would start with the basics. I'm a Wellingtonian. I grew up mainly in Kelburn, with my mother's family and partially in Whiteman's Valley with my father's family. I have grown up with a very business-orientated family who are in a range of vocations. My parents and step-parents comprise an economist, engineer, architect and barrister. My 5 older step-siblings have jobs such as a journalist, special effects artist, makeup artist and landscape architect. From their range of vocational work, I have learned a lot about how different professions operate and have had great insight into both the private and public sector. I hope this will help me as I enter into the workforce. I'm an outdoorsy sports nut who has grown up tramping, skiing and camping around the country. I attended Outward Bound in my final year of school, which was one of the best things I've ever experienced. One of the most challenging things was trying to rock climb up a cliff blindfolded with one wrist tied to the other. Amazingly, I made it to the top of the cliff, but would not consider a career path in rock climbing. At the beginning of the year, I tried my hand at sailing and completed a sailing course. This was testing, not only because of Wellington's notorious winds, but also because our instructor decided to test our sailing skills by sailing around the $450 million Russian launch in the harbour at the time. All I remember thinking was how I was going to pay for the damage if we did not turn in time. Thankfully, my bank account was not dented, nor was the boat. I am currently finishing a Bachelor of Commerce in Human Resource Management and Industrial Relations and a Bachelor of Science in Human Geography at Victoria University. Alongside my study, I work as a tutor for Richard Norman's 300 level training and development paper. People always ask me why I chose to study this interesting mix of HR and geography, but it was because of sheer interest in both topics. Interestingly enough, I have found through my studies that these subjects complement each other very well. Prior to university, I had a gap year where I worked for a combined cadet force in Berkhamsted School, northwest of London. The majority of my work was spent at either Army, Air Force or Navy bases across the UK, Europe or in Cyprus, helping to run mock military exercises for the cadets. Through my job, I got to try many things I had never done before, such as fly a glider plane, use a rifle and sit inside a US spy plane. On a cadet trip to Cyprus, the cadets from the school shooting team, got quite a shock. After a day on the shooting range, this Kiwi girl, me, with little shooting experience, was one of the 3 out of the 19 cadets that passed the British Army shooting test. Looking back, I don't know who was more shocked, me or the cadets. Overall, it was a great year and I had some amazing experiences. It was quite a change coming back to university in Wellington and having to remember how to write an essay. You might ask, so what's next? I am currently in the middle of my final set of exams, so study is on the agenda for the next couple of weeks. I am looking forward to breaking free of the education system, and in a few weeks' time I will be taking on the next stage of my life, entering the workforce. I am also looking forward to the challenges and opportunities ahead. Thank you.